So hi everyone and welcome to my channel, Hisame Artwork. And in this video I'm going to color page 60 from our comic book Niels Feynman's Time Traveling Adventures. And Picarto has some updates. So now you can put these panels here for extra information, which is really nice. I like this new feature. It was on Twitch as well, but I think it's more clean and better arranged in Picarto. So I stream on 3 channels at once using Restream. And here it is. Oops. Page 60 from our comic book Niels Feynman's Time Traveling Adventures. And I'm gonna get a older page so I can get the colors from there. .59 should do. So I've changed my streaming schedule. From now on I will be streaming Wednesdays and Saturdays. As opposed to the usual Tuesdays and Thursdays that we had throughout the year. And I've made this change so that some of the people that weren't able to attend during the week at the live streams because of the time zone might be able to so in the weekend when they usually have some more spare time. And I am using Clip Studio Paint. It has this neat little feature that it can take the layers above into account so that I can color easier the line art. And it's been so long since we've seen his watch. I had forgotten about his watch. Fortunately June did not, and she drew the watch there. Ever vigilant. It's just that windows are her arch enemy. She can't remember how to draw them from one page to another. But I'm glad she remembered the watch because I've forgotten about it until I had to color it now, and I realized, oh wait, yeah, the character had a watch on his hand. What were the colors again? And it's an important watch because it's the doohickey magic watch that allows him to travel through time. So it's kind of drawing King Arthur without his sword. Oops. I gave Niels gray hair by accident. Okay, what do I want to color? The piece of paper. Erwin color. Erwin ink. And I have one person watching. Hi there. Let's see if I can find Erwin. I'm sorry. And his pink nose. And he doesn't have his eyes open here. I need to find one where he is. There we go. And he has one golden eye and one blue eye. Marie color. Marie ink. Hmm. Seems to be a different color there. Let's see if I can. Nope, it doesn't want to do that. It's weird. And it's not. Okay, so I will do that in Photoshop. If it doesn't want to work in Clip Studio Paint. This I think is gonna be like the fastest page I've ever colored. There's not that much going on, but I wanted to split the pages, the action on 2 pages, because then it'll get too cluttered and hard to see what's going on. So I prefer to go against what I generally like, and that is to put a ton of stuff on a page and just cram everything in there and then push it down so it fits in. But I thought maybe I should do like a more how should I translate it? Less crowded version, so you can see what's going on better. I know I have a lot of bad habits when making comics, so I'm trying to not give in to those habits. The Windows key is right next to the Alt key, so I keep pressing it by accident and it's really annoying. The train. So I live right next to some train tracks. This is wall background. And she's too short to see what's going on. And so this Saturday, I haven't decided yet on what I'm gonna stream. Might be something to do with gaming. Maybe one of the games I liked or still like. I'll finish that up when I open my tablet. Let's see, do I have unaltered? There we go. Page color, page ink. And we get some tears here. And wow, it's half an hour and I'm already done with this part that usually takes me 2 hours, and now it was just half an hour and that was it. Of course, some much more difficult pages are coming up, and so I'm not too happy that this one was easy, because I know what's coming afterwards, because I planned the pages. So this is June, when we'll have to draw the architectural backgrounds, and this is Erwin laughing at our suffering. Of all the details, we'll have to color. So page, which was it? Page 54. Now that was a lot of work. And bam, base color is done. This card changes. And I'm gonna name this and now I'm putting the Photoshop to do the text and the speech bubbles and the info panel. So I still have to do the shading and other things. Though I generally prefer to do those alone, because I have to concentrate and Sometimes I mess it up, but I'll think what I can do. Chapter 2, there have to be somewhere in the background. Yep, there it is. Oh, that stuff there. Oh, so this is page 32, and I'll have to open 32 to get those backgrounds from there. Of course, it's a different time of the day, it's no longer morning. Move this so in case anybody writes me something I can see it. And as you can see, this one has a lot of panels. It has 12 panels in total, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, so 3 times less. And it's not that we're lazy, it's actually back to a normal panel number. Because if it gets too small like that on a device, you have to like really squint your eyes and hope you're seeing it right. But I think I will just get the ink. Yeah, I think that would be best. Should have done in Clip Studio Paint because I have vector line art there. So what I'm gonna do is delete this one because I don't need it. Open the Clip Studio Paint file again and get that vector line art because it fits a lot better. The scaling. And it was what, page 32, and Clip Studio Paint here. Okay, let's see if it can transfer from one file to the other. Duplicate layer. Duplicates in the same thing, really? That is such a disappointment. That would have been a really handy option. Put it actually down here. So we know where he's at. He's at that table in the corner. And it's also gonna be in panel 3. didn't duplicate it? Okay. Now duplicate it. What's it doing? Oh, it went on the lowest level. And I've added the mouse so I can freely move it around and not have an issue with that. Hi June, how are you? Hi. Can you hear me okay? Because the microphone seems to be working, but never know. You can hear me better today? There were some issues in the past. You were answering my question about how are you. I'm glad you're feeling better. Did you have a cold? I had a cold, a teeny tiny one though. Fortunately, the community here is pretty isolated, so I never get any flu or serious stuff anymore, so that's really nice for me. Bad headache. Oh, I'm so sorry. Those are horrible. I had one too last night, like I couldn't fall asleep, and I had to take some painkillers. It was really weird, like I don't know why I started having the headache. Scale, thin width, okay. I'm not used to headaches, usually very mild, so I don't care. Yeah, I had so many headaches here since I came to the US, it's really weird. Is this thinning anything? Let's see. Doesn't seem to be. Am I on the right layer? Yeah, I'm on the right layer. Scale down with, maybe this one's it. Oops, too much. Yep. Too much. Okay. Okay, now looks better. But this time it was bad. I'm very sorry. Those are just so annoying. And of course I'm just having so much fun with this because they went through all the trouble to cook that fish when they could have made some eggs, but Niels is so short and the other friends in his gang, Marie and Erwin, that none of them saw there were eggs up here. Child dose of painkillers is enough for me. Child dose. I mean, I don't want to be mean, but I imagine because you said you're very short. I don't know if it's true how short you are, but it's still funny. You say child dose. And I think I'll have to thin that line there as well. Let's see. Correct line width, scale down. Yeah, I'm 160. Oh, 160 isn't that bad. I've seen worse. But I guess, yeah, it might fall in the category of child size. I was looking at a video to see where the tallest people in the world are, and they seem to be in Holland, in the Netherlands for some reason, and in the Balkan mountains. So I don't know what strange tribe went around and left their ancestors here and there, but it seemed like a weird not displacement, what do you call it, arrangement, I guess, distribution, there we go, remember the word. This Saturday I was thinking of maybe streaming something to do with gaming, since I will finish this page really quickly because there isn't much detail in it. Fortunately, we had like an easier page. And I haven't decided yet on what game to stream, but I was definitely thinking of the Witcher 3 DLC pack, Blood and Wine, because we haven't played that yet, me and my husband, so we're thinking maybe to stream that, because we're big fans of the Witcher stories, and a TV series is gonna be made by Netflix about it, and I hope it will be good. I really do. The author, Sapowski, wants... Ouch. Trying to open a window. Mad Mauler something? To play Geralt. The guy who played in Cannibal. On all 3 channels I'm gonna stream it, so Twitch, YouTube, and Picarto. What was his name? Had something... Witcher Cast TV series. Notable cast. Mads Mikkelsen, okay. So the author was hoping for Mads Mikkelsen, but I don't know. I'm so used to Geralt as in the Witcher series in the video games. So Mads is a different kind of person. I mean, he's a very good actor, and I think he can do a good job. But I know how he plays and what kind of characters he plays, so I'm really not that happy about it. I know he played some um let's see, some teacher in some film, and he was very praised for how likable he was able to be and not scary at all. Because usually he plays like really scary characters, and I understand that other people find The Witcher scary, but since you're playing him and you know the character so well, you know he's not scary, so I mean, I find the guy that cosplays him at the conventions when there's CD Projekt Red coming out, they have a guy that is not really much of an actor, but he just looks perfectly like Geralt, so they often have him cosplay. And that guy seemed like more likable, but I understand that he's not a actor as the caliber of Mads Mikkelsen. And they do need a big actor to draw attention to it, I think. Although personally I would prefer if they went with somebody totally new and unknown. Like they did for Game of Thrones, and they found some very good actors. They had a great casting company that found just the right fit for each of the characters, and they do depart from the books, but in a good way, in my opinion. Like a lot of the characters that are in the Game of Thrones TV series are a lot more likable than the ones in the books, and I personally find that to be a good thing, because they have to be entertaining and appealing and interesting. You can't go for, oh, you know, he's a bad guy, so he has to be evil and bland, because, you know, he's the bad guy, you're not supposed to like him anyway. And I think that's a mistake, so I'm not too happy with Netflix taking the series. I was really hoping for HBO, but I know, give others a bone, not let HBO hog all the good stories. Leave some for the rest. But, you know, still I would be hoping. They do a good job. I mostly don't trust Netflix because a lot of the series, they just abandon them if they don't make the sum of money that they were hoping for. And whenever you turn some books or some video games into a series, you're gonna upset some of the book fans or the game fans, and then they're gonna turn on the series, and then the producers will say, oh, you know, people don't like it, we're gonna stop funding it. Hi Anna. I was talking about the Witcher games and books. Are you a fan of the Witcher series? Oh, you have to. You have to. They're so awesome. Really. Like amazing. Okay, then it's settled. This weekend I'm gonna stream the Witcher series, the DLC pack, Blood and Wine, because we haven't played that with me and my husband, so we wanted to play the DLC because we got it was a cheap pack that, because the games are already a couple of years old, quite a lot of years in the Witcher 1's case. So I will stream that then. Because I'm surprised how many people still don't know about it, and it's such an amazing series. I love it. I didn't know about it because none of my friends or acquaintances played it, but my husband, he was a big fan of it, and so I watched it with him, and I loved it so much that now I'm a big Witcher fan. And the problem is because I have motion sickness, I can't actually play a game like this. So mostly when there was dialogue, I would come in and watch the series of dialogue and the choices and everything. And when it came to fighting, my husband would do that because I would get motion sickness and I couldn't fight the monsters. Yeah, I can never play Dishonored. My husband played it, I looked a bit at it, I got really sick. uh, and it was the same for the Bioshock series as well. Very sad. I couldn't. I watched some of the things that were happening, but yeah, first person is even worse. I mean, third person, like The Witcher is, you know, I get on the horse and I go around and go sightseeing and avoid monsters, which is kind of a counterintuitive. Like you play the game to fight monsters because you're a monster hunter, and what do? You don't fight monsters because you get queasy. So yeah, that's what I mostly did. I was like, when we had to go from one place to another, he would give me the controller and I go around on my horse, because you have a horse. Um, and then I get down and pick up the herbs and other flowers that were around because you need those for potions. And then talk to the citizens and stuff like that. But when it came to fighting, I gave the controller back to my husband. Can't even relax and watch the world because enemies are everywhere. I don't know. Bioshock, the last one, Infinity something. Yeah, Shock. That was nice. I mean, in the city you can go around and there wasn't any problems. Infinite, not Infinity. Okay. So yeah, this one was really nice. I mean, I would go from one little island like this to another and try not to move too much the camera, and then just sit and watch. Let's see, Infinite. I can get some nice pictures. Because I mean, the worlds look lovely. Look at that. And so many flowers and flying ships and things like that. It's really beautiful. I love it. If they would make a cartoon or even a film series like this, I mean, I would love it. Look at that, so shiny. Well, you know, sometimes they improve, sometimes they change. I think you have a demo for BioShock Infinite. If not, you can get one and see if you like it. Or just maybe watch the videos online because the story is interesting. I enjoyed watching it, some of it, because we only played one version, and so then we went online to see the other versions. If we had made different choices, how the game would have developed. And so we kind of saw the whole game. And it's really fun to just go on these streets and you hop from one island to the other and you have to kind of time it a bit. Because it's kind of like drawbridges, you know, and you walk on them. And it's so beautiful. I mean, I really enjoyed the... I forgot the name of the city because you have a city in the sky. And it's called Columbia, I think, maybe Columbia. The story is a bit complicated and weird at some points. It was kind of hard for me to follow, but then I watched some YouTube videos explaining what was going on and who's who and what's what. And I don't want to spoil anything for you, but it's a nice story. I did enjoy it. And the Witcher DLC I want to play is Witcher Blood and Wine DLC. And it's also very fairy tale like. The normal Witcher universe is pretty grim and scary, kind of looks like the what's it called? That game you keep dying in, Dark Souls. In my opinion, it's kind of dark and grim sometimes. The Witcher 3 was a lot more colorful, and the Blood and Wine expansion is ridiculously colorful. Like, look at how this looks, and it's kind of because it's the end of the series. The Witcher, he retires and he goes and I mean he's thinking of retiring. And before he does that, in the Blood and Wine, he goes and helps this town because he's a monster slayer. And he actually gets a house and a vineyard as reward from a duchess. And so now he has somewhere to retire, and it's kind of funny given the context. I don't know how familiar you are with the Witcher lore. I mean, they're monster hunters, they're orphans that are given superpowers to fight monsters, so like they don't have an easy life and they kind of sleep on the road if they don't have money. So having your own house is not something that they're used to. Like, this was the first property he ever had, and so it's an unexpected and pleasant surprise for him. And it's a lot of fun, wacky stuff that happens. Because the Witcher world, so it's this planet, and they have some event called the conjunction of spheres, and that's when worlds collide, and you get different races coming on one single place. So you have elves from one world, you have humans from one world, you have vampires from another world, you have dwarves, you have griffins, you have a bunch of stuff, and They're all pretty much invasive species to that world. And witchers are human that have been turned into monster-like creatures in order to fight the creatures that are considered monsters. So, you know, to fight vampires and other things because they're considered bad, because some of the vampires do eat humans for fun. So unfortunately then all vampires kinda get attacked for that reason. And it was funny because some of them started pretending to be humans, and I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's a fun world to visit. It looks really good. Um, it has fun stories. Nobody's really evil, nobody's really good, and so on and so forth. Where was it? Page. I'll go to chapter 2 then, see. Ah, here I have page 51. Okay. So I can get my colors. And you have sorceresses as well. You kind of pretty much have everything. Oh, I forgot again to do the door, but I can draw that. It's no biggie. So Niels, and I will do background ink here. Or no, maybe I'll just do it like sparkly, happy. Did I reset my preview? I use a lot of keyboard shortcuts, and sometimes I press on stuff that I shouldn't by accident, and then it screws up my previews. Where's my brush? Uh-huh. So I see nature. So you can see here how awesome the characters look in game. So she actually looks like this inside of the game. And this witch is 91 years old. She's looking good for her age. No, this is not the best rendition. This looks decent. So it's a real joy to watch it. Hopefully I'll be able to stream at good quality. I'm not sure. I'm not making any promises. But you can go see other people's videos, and there's some channels that have uploaded at very good quality what's going on. Let's see, so this guy, I know he has stream that good quality The Witcher. Let's see, does he have any playlists? So you can go see here how the footage looks like. And then of course a lot of people have made mods for it to make it look even better, because occasionally you'll run into a piece of cheese that doesn't have the best texture resolution. But generally everything looks really nice. Battery slow, okay. Since I don't want it to close while I'm working, try and put a cable in it. Come on, pen. Come on, you can do it. Why is it turning on? Is my tablet that dead? There we go. Habemus tabletus. There we go. And here Niels is super happy that Newton finally gave him calculations to do, and then he realizes that they're way too simple for his intellect, and he's gonna be pretty upset about that. I guess he was expecting something more challenging. because Newton is not taking him seriously. He sees him just as a child, and can you really blame the guy for not knowing he's dealing with a prodigy? I mean, he himself was one, so he should have recognized genius. Crying tears of joy, but they're too soon. Speaking of hair, I just cut my hair because it was too long and heavy, and now it feels like I have a little stump of a hair, and now I miss my long hair. I wish I had it back. It was so long, but it was heavy and hard to dry off, and but now I just have an itty bitty stump when I make a ponytail. I don't know if you girls ever have this problem. My hair are long but not heavy. Hate them anyway. Oh no, my hair is super heavy. Looking forward to cut them short again. Yeah, the temptation is hard. Is strong, sorry, is strong. I mean, when you're older anyway, and you kind of realize what inconvenience it is, you kind of want to cut it off. I don't know. I mean, I don't remember having such desires when I was young. I had to cut it short because my mom took me to a really stupid hairstylist. Horrible person. I do not wish him any good in life. And he cut my hair in such a horrible way that my head looked like a pineapple. I was so upset I didn't want to leave the house because his haircut was so horrible, and then I went somewhere else to fix whatever he had done. And then I had kind of like short hair like a boy, and so random old people on the street would ask me to help them carry their stuff. I'm like, and then they would say at the end, after I did all the effort, "Oh, thank you, young man." I'm like, "No, I'm not a young man, I'm a young girl." And then they'd be like, "Oh, oops." Oops, indeed, your heavy groceries are heavy. Why did you get so many? Couldn't you take 2 trips? Exploiting young people. Let's see, I have here the table and its color. I don't know, I've gotten so used to having long hair that it seems weird not to have long hair. So I wouldn't cut it that short. I mean, now it's at my shoulders. Oh, and another thing, in The Witcher 3, the character's hair grows and you can get a haircut. And if you mess it up, you can let it grow and you get another haircut. And his beard grows and stuff like that. And The Witcher has some magical signs that he can make and like summon fire or mind control someone, and generally cats hate witchers, but you can do the magic sign and mind control cats, which I thought was just hilarious. Let me see if I can find it. Witcher 7 cat. If I can find an image, if not I can give you the link. It was, I think, 20 things surprising things from The Witcher. Let me see. 20 facts, or surprisingly things like that. Or it was 30. I think it was 30. Yeah, but I can't remember which video it was. Witcher. Pretty surprising Surprising. 28. Okay, 28 awesome details. Finally found it. And I can't remember which number it was. Let me see if it says. But anyway, it was kind of the middle. Okay, I wasn't expecting you to see 7 cats. So yeah, this is the video. And so the axis sign, I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced because it's Polish and something like that, the original book. So it might not be axis, how you say it. And if you do that, it kind of calms down and makes the target do your bidding, and you have to level up that power and so on. And in Witcher 3 they added cats, and I was so upset that I couldn't pet any of the cats. I mean, obviously someone made a mod where you can go and pet every cat in Witcher, and they love you. But I didn't know that you can do the axis sign and then they love you. And they follow you around, and I thought that was so awesome. I was like, ah, somebody made a mod with that. Why did they just say that you can do the axis and at least it follows you around and it rubs against your leg? But I guess you can't bend down to pet it, so I'm like upset that they didn't implement that in the vanilla. I mean, I don't know, I have to try it out and see if I can. Because this is how you learn. You see someone else do it in a video and like, I want to do that too. I want to pet the kitty. No, wait, I have the light coming from this side. I'm at the edge of the tablet where I still have some coating on it, so it makes that sound. If I do it in the middle, it doesn't do any scratches, but here it still does. I wish I could replace the plastic on top. That would make me so happy. he has to do math homework also in the past. And it's not even fun homework, like it's 2 plus 2, which he already did this in kindergarten. He doesn't need to do it again. So he'll be really sad that he doesn't get something interesting and challenging. Now my husband doesn't seem to me like he's crazy about mathematics like I've seen some people think it's like, oh, it's so cool and I love it, and oh, what a great puzzle this is, and they kind of take it like that. And for me, if it doesn't have a application, a use for it, the puzzle for the sake of the puzzle is not attractive to me. My husband does seem to enjoy puzzles more than me. I hate puzzle games. I just hate puzzle games, and especially if they're tedious and repetitive and stupid. Oh, like there's this game, what was it called? Game origami fox writing Epistory, there it is. So Epistory looks awesome. It's so pretty and colorful, and it has this origami element to it, which it's interesting. I'm not that big a fan of it, but I like the idea and how the world unfolds in front of you. But you have to type in English so you can beat monsters, and I don't think English is the most intelligent language that has ever been patched together. And it has a lot of rules that make no sense and exceptions and so on and so forth. And you just keep going through the same words over and over to beat the monsters, and you have to type quickly to beat the monsters, and it's such a stupid mechanism. And sometimes you have some puzzles that you have to go type somewhere quickly and then come and type in another place, and you have to do it in a certain order. That's just really crappy, and it's sad because the graphics are beautiful, but the mechanics are just not for me. Maybe someone masochistic, who's into American spelling, like you have in the English world, you have those spelling contests where someone made up a word a long time ago that is spelled really stupidly, and then kids have to fill their brains with that and remember it, and then they get a little trophy for it. We don't have spelling bees in Romania because it's a phonetic language. And coming from a culture where the language is phonetic and what you say is what you write, for me just seems like a really weird sport, and just weird. I don't see its purpose. It's like creating a problem for yourself that you didn't need to. I'm not saying that Romanian is perfect. For example, the convention for how to say something in plural seems kind of be in the air, and you generally put an I to something. E, the letter E at the end. And you kind of have a plural, but it's pretty varied. and sometimes you get it wrong, and it's especially funny when you have a politician that gets it wrong, because there's supposed to be, in Romanian culture anyway, like the expectation for a politician is that he represents a group of people, so he has to be like the best that that group has to offer. And so when we ever sent a parliamentarian to the European Union and he doesn't speak good English, we're like, oh, what an idiot, how did he become our representative? And the same goes if they go to do a speech on TV and they can't say the right plural for some words. Yes, Romanian, it's basically Latina vulgaris. It's a vulgar Latin. It's like you have Australian, give it another 1,000 years and it will be the equivalent. It will develop in its own distinct language. And so, for example, you have a politician going to say something and he says șurube instead of șuruburi, because the correct plural is șuruburi, I think. I'm not sure. I have to check. Plural șurub. Let's see. Yeah, șuruburi. And that's a what's it called? Can't remember. This is a șurub. It's not a nail, it's a I forget what's it called. Google Translate. Șurub. Screw? Okay, screw. And the thingy that puts them in is a screwdriver. Okay, now I remember. Because it drives the screw in. Oh. Yeah, so whenever you hear a politician in Romanian saying the plural's wrong, or a foreigner, I mean, you can be pretty understanding of them to a degree, because, you know, if you're a Romanian born and raised and you're a politician, like, you should be able to know how to speak the language properly. A lot of things that foreigners get wrong are the accents, because unlike in French, in Romanian the accents are not written. You're like supposed to guess. So let's say you have the word I've told you before, I think. So you have the word, let's say, vesela. And it can mean dishware, or it can mean that a girl is happy. Ea e veselă. She is happy. Am cumpărat o veselă nouă. Am veselă nouă means I have new dishware. and I should write with that's vesela. Like we have those little thingies underneath the words, and it changes how you read them. But when we type on the computer, we type without them, so it sometimes can lead to like weird misunderstandings, because you have fatsa and fata. Veselam, I guess. I don't know what veselam is, but sounds like vesela. Also, Google Translate did not translate correctly, because that's fianza, it's something else. Fianza is something that you put on the bathroom walls, is not dishware. So found an error in Google Translate. So Romanian can be really annoying to learn. I was surprised that there are so many people that are trying to learn Romanian, and you have like a lot of those weird Protestant Americans that come into Romania to, you know, enlighten the poor second world countries about the true Jesus and all of that. And they come and they struggle to learn Romanian just so they can preach the Bible. You can add the correct translation. I'm surprised you can. Oops. Let's see. I wanted with the sound. Dish. Now, okay, so now it translates correctly, but it should be dishware. I don't know how I could add. I'll see another time. Yeah, because Romanians are Orthodox and the Protestants are the true thing, so they gotta come and teach us what's the right Jesus. The other type of window, let's see. Feedback? Oh, okay. Dishware. Okay. Yeah, it seemed to work with the other one too. No, it's in April. It's the 1st of April, I think, or close to that. 4 of April. Let me see. Când pică Paștele 2018. of April. 8th of April. I think it was supposed to be like the first Sunday of April. April. It should have been the 1st. I don't know why it's the 8th. Whatever. There are many types of Orthodox. You have the Russian Orthodox, you have the Greek Orthodox, you have the whatever ever Orthodox, you have those Jewish Orthodox, but they're Jewish, they're not Christian. It's just that Orthodox means something, whatever. Am I on the right layer? No, I'm not on the right layer. Okay, I'm on panel 1. I think this here. Yep, this one's it. I think the Romanians and the Greeks have their Easter at the same time, because I remember we visited some Greek friends to celebrate Easter with them, and also some friends of ours baptized their kids at a Orthodox church where some Greeks baptized their kids. So and it wasn't a Orthodox church, it was a Pentecostal church, or some kind of weird Protestant that is similar to Orthodoxy in the sense that they worship statues and paintings of Christ, because the other Protestants, a lot of them, they don't decorate their churches. They're like really low budget, because there's so many types of Protestants up here, and some of them are really kooky. Because for example, you had the Puritans in the UK, and they didn't want to let people have carols, and they were upset that people were singing in the church because they thought it was disrespectful to God to sing in the church. And everybody pretty much got fed up with them because they were Anglicans, and then they had these Puritans that were going around, as far as I understand. So they got sick and tired of them telling them what to do, so they kicked them out of the UK. And they were like, oh, we're persecuted, we have the true Jesus way, that you shouldn't sing in the church or put anything colorful in the church because you're supposed to be sad all the time. And they went to the Americas, and then they were like, oh, we're free to be stingy with each other now. We're no singing, no dancing. We have true Sharia law now. And that's the story of the Puritans as far as my understanding goes. Hey Spino, how's it going? We were discussing Easter stories. Because my country is Orthodox and Anna's is Catholic. Kind of took me a while to remember. I'm like, Italians, you're Catholic, right? Doing good? That's great. Spring break. Oh, yeah, it was good while it lasted, wasn't it? It was good. Oh, I'm good. Chapter 3 of our comic, Niels Feynman. Not sure if you follow it. I don't remember, did I tell you guys I had the FBI yell at my dresser police? I think I told you. I had the SWAT team come and see the mess that is in my house, because they didn't make an appointment. Oh, we're gonna come and visit your house. Be sure to clean up before we come and visit you. No. They knocked on my door, nearly kicked it down, scared the crap out of me. Yeah, I told you? Okay. Weird situation. Yeah, cause I had some kid that shot his parents with his dad's gun in my village here, and so he went on the run after that. and you had the state police, the university police, the federal police, the whatever else police, the Native American police, because they have their own police as well, and they were like all looking for this kid. That was a weird event. It's not big and it was open. It's like it was open, you can see inside, but they wanted to make sure that he wasn't hiding anywhere inside there. I don't think they have, because what they do is they don't punish people with prison, they just shun them, and you're not allowed to talk or to help the other Amish, you know, the one that's been shunned. He's like a pariah, so even if he's sick or starving, you're not really allowed to help them. So that's how they deal with their problems, from what I understand. And now Easter is on April's Fool's Day. I think for Romania they changed it. It's gonna be on the 8th of April. 8th is gonna be. I don't know about Americans, but for Romanian it's gonna be the 8th of April. I don't know why, because it was supposed to be the first Sunday of April, from what I understand, but who knows. I don't know. I really don't like these dates that are so wacky and you never know when you're gonna be, when you're gonna celebrate. This is what I don't like about Muslim holidays. They don't have any fixed dates and it's so annoying. I never remember when it's the Ramadan or the other thing, and of course my dad takes advantage of that and he's like, oh, you didn't ask for candy on the right day? Too bad for you. I was like, why didn't you tell me? He was like, oh, you should have known. I'm like, you stingy. Easter follows the lunar calendar. I wish it didn't. I wish it followed normal calendar and had a fixed date. No problem. I didn't know when it was either. I mean, unless I look. I don't really care. It's not like I'm gonna stop eating bacon just because somebody died or was born or reborn or whatever. For the US is the first, not so sure now. Also Chinese year too. What about yeah, the Chinese year is lunar calendar, yeah. Most calendars are lunar calendars because why be organized and simple? Why have things be simple when you can have them complicated and outdated? But I think they'll come around to it. I don't know. Depends how strong the superstition is in China. I stay home that day. April Fools. I know for sure that the Romanian Orthodox Easter is always after everybody else, because since we came to the US, we always get discount candy on our Easter, so when our parents, you know, call us to say, you know, Happy Easter and stuff like that, we're like, yes, discount candy, and then we go to Walmart because they already had their Easter, and we get all of that candy really cheaply, and we like that. And also, if we have to visit anybody, we can give them like cheap candy. Because they have the same Easter as us. So we're like, hey, discount candy for everybody. Woohoo! And the kids are really happy because they get a lot of candy. My husband likes candy, so he always buys more. And it's always funny how the ladies are like, oh, we don't eat candy, we're on a diet. But like as soon as you turn your back, the candy that we bought, like let's say the Raffaello, the Ferrero Rocher, and the other ones that are usually more expensive, they become cheap because they have the Easter tag on them, so they try to get rid of them. And those are the ones that disappear quickly. Like middle-aged women love Ferrero Rocher and Raffaello and stuff like that. And it's funny how my husband knows what they like, because I'm not too big of a fan of them. Best Easter ever. I prefer Twix. I'm a Twix fan. Those are never in discount? You mean the Twix? Yeah, you have the big bags at Walmart, so let me show you guys what we have here in the USA. Da, da, da. Mix bag Twix. Snickers, let me see if I can find it with that. Snickers, I'm not sure how you spell Snickers. Ah, you mean the Ferrero Rocher. Well, you have them on discount here. Oh, look. So you have these bags, these ones, and some of them can be pretty big, and they have like a bunch of candy in it, and then it's on discount because it's Easter bag. And I like that. I like discount candy. I know I shouldn't eat so much candy. I've gotten really fat since I'm here, but yeah. Yeah, I don't like Snickers either, but they come in a bag with other things that I do like, and my husband, he eats Snickers, so I'm like, you can have these. This be panel 1. Why is it so... I wrote on the wrong layer. Okay, I'll do it later because it's already 5, so... I'm gonna wrap it up here. So this is the new schedule, guys. So Wednesday, same time as it has been for the past year. So between 3 and 5. So Wednesday between 3 and 5 Michigan, USA time. And then I'm gonna stream Saturday at 11 o'clock. So 11 o'clock my time, I think, is gonna be because the time zone, the daylight saving, the time has changed. So well, when what time is it now in Italy? Is it 5 hours or 6 hours now, the difference between us? So it's 5 for me now. What time is it for you in Italy at this moment? Now it's 10 o'clock, so 17 to, for me it's about 5. Yeah, so you're in the same time zone as me. So it's 5 hours difference now instead of the usual 6. So 11 my time will be 16 your time. That makes it 4 o'clock. So it's gonna be 4 o'clock this Saturday, and I think I will stream The Witcher DLC Blood and Wine. Let's see if that's for you guys, and hopefully I'll try and keep it PG-13, but I don't know how I'm gonna do that, because it's not really for kids, but you can avoid a lot of stuff in there, so yeah. And it's the more colorful one and has knights and chivalry and stuff like that, so it's not the usual grim, scary Witcher. It's like a more fairy tale version. Oh, you're working in the weekend? Oh, I'm so sorry for you. Oh well. Good night then. Hope you've enjoyed my stream, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.